Hey friends, it is Samara here with another design team layout featuring the September 2025 flavors of the month using 49 Market's Nature's Haven. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, these papers are incredible. They are so thick. The detail is spectacular. I'm oohing and eyeing over all of that just mixed media, like pages. Oh my gosh, incredible. I got this assortment of ephemera, super cute, super thick, and 2 pages of white cardstock, which I love as always. In my embellishment kit, I got these incredible rub-ons, and then finally in the patterned paper kit, we got these 2 patterns, which are gorgeous. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my leftovers from the Shots of Life kit, which those are laser die cuts. Wow. Wow, the detail is incredible. Let's get started on our layout. So I'm going to decide which one I'm going to use. That picture is so much fun. I was invited to this really fancy beer and wine tasting event in Camarillo, California. It rivals the Catalina Mixer, if you've ever heard of that. But fun fact about that photo is that there was actually somebody standing behind me, and so I used a little bit of AI on my phone and I was able to delete the person, which makes that strawberry stand out like perfection, right? Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, so I think this is the pattern paper that I'm going to use. And I'm just going ahead and sampling some backgrounds back there like that red plaid. First, let's go ahead and get rid of that branding strip. And then we are going to have some fun here. So what I'm thinking about doing is tearing out the top of my page. So let's do it. Let's tear out the top of this page. I love to have that little bit of a white border there, and you're going to see I'm going to roll it up. It's going to be really, really cute. Now the question is, what do I want behind that torn part of the page? So I really liked that little card, that label card there. And then when I put down this green, yep, that's it. I know that that's the one I'm going to go with. So I'm going to cut a strip just long enough to fit back there to cover up that torn area. So it ended up being about 2 inches. And then I will adhere that to the back of my page. So you'll see I'm going to grab my adhesive. Let's get it in there. Lining it up. Sometimes I use my scoreboard or another 12 by 12 to help me line things up. In this case, it was pretty easy. Taking my little spatula tool that is amazing, and I'm just rolling up the edges there so that you see some of the background of that, that primary paper, the top one. And if you remember, that was the page that had the plaid background, not the plaid, I'm sorry, like the quilted background. And so having some of that show through is nice. All right, I apologize, the dogs were going crazy. So just kind of positioning things into place, I'm going to bring some more of that green plaid background down into the main part of the page just by trimming out my photo with that. It adds a nice little contrast, and that green highlights that red perfectly. Complementary colors, y'all. All right, so it's coming along pretty nicely here. The strawberry was indeed that big. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So this event that I went to is a big fundraiser for a nonprofit that primarily serves foster youth in, I want to say, Ventura County. And it was the event of all events. We had so much food, so much beverages. It was an absolute blast. So here I am just picking out some additional ephemera from the pieces that I received and just sliding them into place, seeing how I want to utilize them. You know, before the scrap room, I was the kind of person where I would buy an entire collection and then I would always make sure I bought 2 of every paper. And I look back now on the like massive hoard that I have and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did you do that? So what I love about ScrapRoom is that it gives you this opportunity to like really sample a product. If you love it, sure, go out and buy the rest of the collection. But the reality is, I think most of us have quite a stash and it's really fun to create unique pages where you're not having that challenge of constantly like, oh my gosh, I still have so much of X, Y, and Z left, right? So anybody else, raise your hand if you still have like loads and loads of some old collections. So here I'm just taking a pencil, I'm marking out the edges of my photo there because I'm going to come in here with some of these rub-ons. The 49 and Market rub-ons are like to die for. They are so good. So I'm going to take this little plaid one. I'm just going to cut it down so I have some crisp edges and I know that it's going to go underneath my photo. So I don't need to have rub-ons underneath my photo. So I just put that into place. You can use a bone folder. You can use a popsicle stick. Even your fingernail would work to get those rub-ons down. So that's perfect. And then now I'm just going to slide in the rest of this, the rest of the other side, I should say. So let's drop that in. And I'm just erasing my registration marks there so that it's not underneath my rub-on. Look at how easy those go down. Absolute perfection. So yes, loving. And then I'm like, hey, let's use some more of these. I'm already thinking about how I'm going to use the rest of these rub-ons. They're so good. And I hope that we get more 49 to Market kits with rub-ons and laser die cuts because wow. All right, putting down that photo and then erasing the last of those little marks that I made. So this already looks so good with minimal effort. So putting that label down, which I love this label, it has incredible little faux stitching on it, which is so good. We're gonna pop that bad boy up and we're gonna use a little phrase on top of it. I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit sad about covering up some of that stitching, but it's okay because the phrase also has stitching. Let's add a tag because tags, that's all we have to say about that. We're going to add a tag because tag. And of course, you know me, I've already adhered it down, so I've got to lift it up. It's the story of my life. I love that giant strawberry. Oh my gosh. It's so perfect with the giant strawberry on my champagne glass. So using some of my twine, and then as always, I'm going to use my twine technique, but I'm going to do that one off camera because you guys have seen me do that about 1,000,000 times. I really should start cutting smaller pieces of twine. I end up wasting so much. All right, let's pop this strawberry up. Perfection. perfection. Love it. So honestly, right there, I have a complete layout, but to me, it's not complete because I want to bring some more of that green down towards the bottom of the page to balance it out. So I just tore off a piece of the scrap that I had from matting my photo. We're going to just adhere that down to the bottom. And we're going to roll the edges. I love the texture that that creates. It is so much fun. And let's see. Ooh, fake stitching. Oh, I'm sorry. Faux stitching. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You guys, sorry, I'm super animated. I'm on like coffee number 2 for the day, and I had a giant Diet Coke too. So I am amped up on caffeine. Look at that. So good. So good. So now I'm going to come in here and use some of the laser die cuts. This came from the Shots of Life kit, which I do have a project up in the gallery, so go check that one out. Oh my gosh, I love these laser die cuts. Laser cuts? I don't know. They're a little bit fiddly, but it's okay. So I'm just going to put that into place, and I'm looking, are there any more that I want to use? Nope, we're just going to go with that little teapot. I'm going to put some foam on the back of the teapot, and then I'm going to take my liquid glue and put it behind the little flowers and such, because those are so delicate that if I don't adhere them down, I am worried that when I slide this into my album, they are just gonna like tear off. I will say that the laser die cuts are pretty thick, but still, I don't want to risk it. My glue dries clear, so I'm not too worried about that. Going back to those fancy rub-ons. And again, those rub-ons came in the embellishment kit. And hopefully by now you guys realize I love to embellish, so I can't imagine life without the embellishment kit. So I'm going to take some of those rub-ons. I'm just going to trim that out a little bit. And I'm going to add them up to the top of the page so that they're like peeking out from the background paper. I think that's a cute addition. It helps to unify the page where, you know, we have little pieces layered here and there throughout. Look at those. Oh my gosh. Love them. Now, if I had planned correctly, I could have done this before I adhered it on. It might have been a little bit easier, but unfortunately, that is not how my brain works. Oh, that is good. That is so, so good. So the next thing that I'm going to do here is grab some of my alphabets, and I was looking for something that would go with this page. And I know that normally I use my Bella Boulevard Florence alphabets, but those are way too casual for this type of page. So I go deep into my stash and I find these thickers from 2018. It says Be Kind. I cannot remember what collection those came with, but they're pretty old, 7 years old. I'm using my thickers ruler there to line up my letters. I find this to be very easy, helps to put them into a straight line. And so the name of the event I went to was the Casa Pacifica. I think it's called Angels, but I just put Casa Pacifica. And then I wrote festival, and for festival, I ended up using the other one that's more of a rose gold color, whereas the ones that you see right now, those are more of a pink glitter. And friends, that is about it. I sure hope that you love this layout as much as I did creating it. It might be one of my favorites, but I'm not going to tell. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you want to see some different things in future projects. So take care and have a beautiful rest of your day.